The origins or the genesis of the show, Kyrie wants to do something with poetry, and I told him, doing a play about poetry can be contentious. It's subjective. It is true for everyone in their own ways. And I told him, instead of talking about poetry, you make poetry the core element of the story. So from that point onwards, kita cari cerita lah. By chance, Kyrie came across and encountered Fahmi Reza and learned about student movement. And then he very quickly called, excitedly cakap, Jamal, kita buat student movement. And I said, that's brilliant, because for me, poetry is voice, especially since I got spoken word. I quite like what happened, how it panned out. Sebab awal-awal bila Kyrie kata nak buat uni, satu student Malay, satu student Chinese, satu student Indian, and I felt that I get the whole one Malaysia representation thing, but benda tu nampak macam contrived lah. But halfway through the story, I think it became its own, and that's when we realised it's not that it's contrived, it's the fact that we've been so conditioned by how racial our politics have been, that the moment we see a Melayu Cina India, it becomes a representation thing dan benda tu jadi contrived. For me, it's just about voice and how each character, Ian, Danny dengan Ali, found their voice and like stood behind it.
Started from 2016 and it took around 2 years or more untuk hasilkan Pohlithik.
For me, it was worth it because I came out of it being really, really sure of what I understood about our country punya political history and student movement, and I think that was the biggest takeaway for me. I cannot look back anymore. I cannot go back to who I was before.
My political views changed after the research and after the writing.
We're not political people, tapi there's a lot of story lah dalam kita punya politics.
That's why it took 3 hours of the show. Sorry guys.
In hindsight, we would have spent more time to make sure at least it's more
compact.
Compact. Yes. If we do restage it, we will definitely do that.
Yes. Inshallah.
I mean.